David, a couple of nice runners for you on Wednesday night. Chateauneuf in race 2 I thought was quite interesting. First go around Happy Valley.
Yes, he trialled well at the Valley. I was a bit shattered when I saw the barrier, but his trial performance at the Valley was pretty good. 1,000 was a bit sharp the other day, but it was still a good run. And he might be a horse to follow when he gets to 14 and 1 mile.
Yeah, he's an interesting runner. I mean, you're bringing him back up in trip. Obviously, that second run he had a little lameness issue as well. So you haven't had a straightforward path with him.
No, he came down. It was a very disappointing run, the second run, but we were really pleased on the day after. He was acutely lame with a foot abscess, and that's not a long-term problem, but when it burst, he came sound, and I probably made a mistake running him at 1,000. But Zach was very keen to run him at the Valley, so we went that way.
You mentioned the draw, of course, obviously not ideal in 11. We're on the B course this time around, but I guess you have got the right man on board, and if he's keen to run him here, he must certainly think he's a chance around here.
Yeah, look, he's better than a Class 4 horse. He just might be a 1,400 metre miler. That's my concern, the Valley from that gate.
He's a 3-year-old. Obviously, I want to ask you about another very good 3-year-old, Kying Rising. We saw win at the weekend as well. That was mightily impressive.
Yeah, he's sort of getting better as the season goes on. He's a sort of a late maturing 3-year-old, but that was really impressive. Probably the stable's most impressive win for the season.
Probably one of the most impressive winners we might see all season from every stable. Just looking ahead, where does he go next? I mean, he's obviously won that impressively. I guess you and the connections will sit around the table and try and work out a plan.
Yeah, we're going to do that today, but there's an option of the Sartin Trophy off of 115. He'll be out of the handicap a little bit, but I think he'll be in the handicap pretty soon. Or there's a conservative the week later, the 1200, where he'll probably carry between 132 and 135. So we'll make a decision in a couple of days, but he's pulled up really well.
David, race 7 at Happy Valley. You're going to saddle Star Contact, a horse we know has had pretty good form around here, and he looks to be working back into winning form.
Yeah, his last run at Chartin was excellent. He got a good run. This time he's got a tricky gate, but he looks like he's held his form, and he's a pretty consistent horse once he starts running well.
He's running here with a mark of 67. He's won a couple of times off 62, but he's more than competitive off this mark, isn't he?
Yeah, we showed that last start. He was beaten a head, I think, or neck, and he goes at the Valley, so that's encouraging for us.
Yeah, the horse that obviously did beat you has managed to come out and win again on the weekend, so the race form looks like it's holding up.
Yes, it does, and I can tell punters he has held his form between runs.
He does obviously like it around here. He's won 3 from 19, the course and distance, so he's certainly a Happy Valley horse, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, but he's all right at Chartin too.
Yeah, he certainly is. Talking of Chartin, great for you. Many congratulations. Get up the 600 winners on the weekend. You and I were talking just before. There's quite a bit of a sort of a jovial side to this, isn't there, really?
Yes. Sam Angus said to me, "Congratulations, you broke the record. The slowest 600 ever." But I did point out that I had 15 years without a runner.
Yeah, indeed, quite that hiatus, of course. But nice to get to that number. Obviously, there's been a lot of notable and big name winners amongst them, and obviously, as we saw with the likes of Kying Rising, some potential stars going forward as well.
I think the stable's looking bright. We're sort of hoping to get 50 winners with a 50-horse stable, which is a pretty good effort. And hopefully, if the numbers come up next season, we'll keep improving.
Yeah, already up to 41, so hopefully you'll certainly get there, of course. And I guess you've got loads of experience of this place, David, of course. And I mean, I was talking to Jamie Richards earlier on as well, and obviously when you do get a bit of a dip in form, it can sometimes be hard to come out of it. And I guess that happens anyway, doesn't it, really? Yeah,
well, last year for me was a very frustrating season. I lost 27 horses in a season, which is a record in itself. And this year's been much better. We've only lost a couple of horses, which is back to normal. But if that trend kept going, Hong Kong wasn't the place for me. But thankfully it's changed, and we're settled and very happy.
Jamie, 6th generation is a runner for you on Wednesday night at Happy Valley. Looks a decent sort of chance. Looks to have worked down to a decent mark now.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a frustrating season for him. He raced really well last year and got up in the ratings, and he's just found it a little bit difficult to sort of adjust. So it has been a long old slow road to get him down in the ratings, and the owners have been good and patient, and we're back now somewhere where we think we can be competitive.
Yeah, and I mean, just sort of touching on that, I mean, for anywhere, it's never easy when a horse does sort of get up to a career high, for example, and then obviously does find it tougher. But do you think here, is it a very hard job, do you think, when they do get to sort of that mark where they can't compete? Obviously, it can be tough, can't it?
Yeah, it can be, and obviously the horse was racing so well last season that the owners were, pretty keen to see him progress on, and unfortunately he hasn't been able to do that. In Hong Kong they get to their rating and then you've just got to run them up and down, and he's been running well. He's back into Class 4 now, and hopefully I think should be a good chance there tomorrow night.
He's run last time. I know he was beaten 3 lengths behind what looks a lightly raced and progressive horse and Sunny the best, but it sort of screamed, back at Happy Valley under these conditions, he looks a strong chance.
Yeah, he didn't have all favours at CHATEAUNEUF the other day. He's quite a big horse and he needs a bit of galloping room, and he was sort of galloping in restricted room for the first sort of furlong up the straight. So when he dived through, he hit the line well. He wouldn't have beaten the winner, but he should have been a bit closer. So hopefully he can have a bit of luck from that sort of middle of the line draw. Vincent knows the horse very well, and looking forward to him running.
He's got perfect conditions, I suppose, for him. I mean, he has won 3 from 10 course and distance. This is what he likes best.
Yeah, I think so. He's effective at 1650 at the Valley or at 1400 at Shatow. After speaking to Vincent, he said, why don't we take him back to Happy Valley? So, hopefully he can give a good count of himself.
And just looking back at the weekend, Jamie, I know obviously it's been a bit of a frustrating spell for the stable, but good to see Le Forza go in, of course, a young horse, and that was a nice bit of progression from first to second start.
Yeah, it was. He did a good job. Natural improvement, and satisfying that we were able to sort of select him as a yearling and picked him out as a suitable Griffin horse, and he's come up and done the job for his owners. So that was great, and the month before that was painful, but that's Hong Kong. We've just got to keep turning up, and hopefully things will start to go our way.
Angus, you got a decent book of rides on Wednesday night. One of them is Sports Legend, who's won his last 2 races. You didn't ride him last time, but you rode him the start before, but you must be really pleased to get back on board.
Yeah, appreciate Mr. Sum, Danny Chung put me on again. The horse in a very good form. Since he dropped to Class 4, he got the confidence, win that impressive race. Since that, I think he got a very good confidence to win the race again.
You mentioned that race that he won last time. Obviously, I know you weren't on board, Zach Purton was, but the horse he beat was Colourful Emperor. He's a horse that you know well. He's won again since, so the form's pretty strong.
Yeah, Colourful Emperor, showed the last start. After he ran second, he showed very good ability, very consistent horse as well. So that time, Sports Legend beat him, so it's pretty strong races for, yeah.
Your fellow is an on-pace runner. You're drawn gate 3, so he's certainly got a good draw, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think gate 3, very good draw. Just depends the pace. I think he jumped very well. Just let him be where is he comfortable. He must be kicked very strong in the line.
It's obviously going to get tougher for him. I mean, there's a horse in the race, Super Joy and Fun, who's won 2 from 2. So he's probably your biggest danger?
Yeah, I think he's the best chance of race. But I'm still confident with that horse, Super Legend. So hopefully he can win the races.
We mentioned Colourful Emperor, of course. He's a horse that you will remember, I think, forever. Obviously, you've just recently graduated. We haven't actually spoke to you then, so many congratulations on that. Must have been a proud moment for you and the family that you have got to that milestone now.
Yeah, especially in the last race, I'll wait for whole night to get that winner. And my family was very happy, and they take a lot of picture. That's very memorable for us.
And I guess, Angus, I mean, it gets tougher, obviously, when especially when you lose your claim, for example. But, I mean, 39 winners this season, things have gone really well for you.
Yeah, it's been very well. But I just feel like after I graduate, the support getting a little bit less. The quality horses getting a little bit less. So, right now I'm trying very hard to get the quality horse. I'm trying to keep my the result stay that good.